I think it's probably Jaffe because I see that he messed up on his other one. But anyway, so this is our permanent room for the Minds panel. And hopefully, too, we start getting more rooms. So like in Empyrean, if you open up a room and you use it often, that it's available for you to go back in. So it's like kind of like a permanent room as long as it's being used. And so we've actually had a lot of success so far. Like I was originally planning just having one show a week. And just this past week, I think we had a show almost every day. I kind of had to like stop doing shows the past 2 days because I had a pirate radio and stuff, but it's been exciting. Like people have been really receptive of it.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. I like how you don't have to sign in or sign up.
Yeah, and that's like one of the main things too. Like we always have phantoms in the room, kind of just like watching. That one episode, we had a bunch of people just watching it and talking. Hey, what's up, Jaffe?
Hey, Daniel. Hey, man, can I bootleg this? Get the OBS cranked up?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hey, Bill.
Hey.
How you doing, man? Great, good interview. Really good interview. Great interview. Well done.
Cheers,
yeah.
thanks.
You guys just kept banging them out of the park there and hitting on all the key issues. So a lot of them, like, really a lot of big checklists there. So and a lot of great points, definitely. So thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's
2 seconds. 2 second delay here, folks. Sorry about that.
South Korea. Okay, so Gov Spiders, I think one of the things that I think we should kind of like talk about, or what was like most kind of the interesting thing that we've been discussing, and I would like to like pick Bill's brain about this and just kind of have a discussion. But you want to start it off, Good Spiders, with decentralizing of minds and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I just kind of started talking away. Decentralization is exactly what I was thinking about, especially when you guys started getting into it. I just wanted kind of a full understanding, even if it's not totally established, of how nodes are going to work for if whoever wanted to host a node for Minds anywhere under any domain name. I know that TechLords wants to do a node for the Minds panel, as well as for his website kind of thing. He's talked about that for a long time. My interest was more in the side of maybe a Minds hidden service node, or even something on SafeNet or something like that is actually a protected, secure version of Minds, because Minds is kind of on the ClearNet still, even though we have all these protections in place for us. I was just kind of wondering the general direction that might head in, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that is going to be sort of entirely up to anybody to set up any kind of node they want. We're going to host nodes on subdomains, but people can also host their own nodes. And, ultimately we're going to want to create definitely bridges between nodes, which would be optional for, cross-posting, that kind of federation, or whatever people want to do, to be honest. I mean, once it's out there, under the terms of the free software license, people can do what they want to do. The only clause is that with the AGPL v3 license, it's a copyleft license. So it means that whatever you do, you can do anything you want, you can sell it, you can do whatever, but you have to share your changes with the whole community.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that in sort of the peer review sense of how everything else is going to work anyway. The other one that probably has a very similar answer is, so if you go on minds.org, there's the terms and governance and things about just the documentation of Minds and how it works. There hasn't been much of a start to some of that. Yeah, I figure that is more waiting for what the community puts together at it, but I just wanted to see if that's really what it was.
We're going to release all documentation and instructions and an installer script so that anybody can, it'll pop up a node for you, in a couple of commands. So we're gonna make a big push on that. But yeah, once it's all out there, we'll obviously hope that the community can help evolve it and make it better.
Yeah, I think too. We'll keep on being in discussions, but we could work like in coordination with it. Like we're gonna have discussions about all sorts of different things, but we could definitely. I know we already have started to have these internal discussions within the Minds panel, but really kind of like say, hey, let's hash out some of these ideas. So what we do is we have this discussion, and then when we have good points or whatever, we make a documentation of it in Git Book, and then from there, whoever wants to kind of like fill in that idea, fills in that idea. And so we had like this back and forth of like, okay, let's talk about the Minds governments, or let's talk about that, and what do we feel is important for Minds, like what I mean, like. So I know for sure, I know Gov Spiders might take up this task, and I'll help them as well, because I'm interested in seeing where people's heads are at with that, and hopefully we could start having this kind of discussion out in public with everybody, kind of like, okay, this is what we're thinking, but what do you think about this? And we kind of want to somehow, and I try to do it, but I think the more we talk about it, the more it's going to get there, as far as like people getting to vote on said ideas, and like having the community, even if they don't want to like put in their input, but like say, oh, I like that idea. And I think you mentioned this too when you were first mentioning about the bugs, is like you vote up or down, and then that kind of like goes to the priority of what is going to be done with the bugs or whatever, or the features. And hopefully we can get more input from like the community at large. We want to do
yeah, absolutely. We're gonna do a polling feature this year for sure, and then I am personally very interested in a filter for both in groups and in your regular news feed for top voted and trending stuff. So between those two things, individual polls and just generally being able to see the top stuff in various feeds, I think that should be pretty sufficient to, be able to gauge what the community wants the most.
Yeah, I think that polling feature would be pretty valuable as far as when we try to get people, because not everybody is as vocal as some of us, or maybe even think about certain issues like this, but they do kind of care about it, and they want to just give their input as far as a vote or downvote or whatever. And I think that polling thing could help facilitate that. Gov Spiders, you want to add anything?
That'd be a great feature, actually. Absolutely. This isn't Gov Spiders either. But hey, quickly, it's a little bit kind of a different focus. But hey, Bill, I kind of noticed it seemed to me that, actually, believe it or not, trollingminds.com. And the reason I asked this is because there have been numerous YouTube links that have been added to groups over the past number of months and so forth, and they have gone completely blank. It's like they're no longer available. They're gone, man. It's like so essentially as quickly as these links are being put up, the videos are actually from YouTube itself being taken down directly from YouTube.
You're saying that they've been removed from YouTube or Minds?
Both, but here's the thing: is that they've been published. People have been complaining, like people kind of within my little circles, that just kind of reports and whatnot, that links have been added. YouTube links have been added to Minds, and then very shortly thereafter, the entire video is taken down off of YouTube in multiple instances.
Right. Well, YouTube is becoming much more subject to copyright takedowns, and that's happening much faster. So if you can find some sort of a direct connection, that'd be really interesting. I somehow doubt that there's a direct connection. It does seem a little bit weird. One thing, though, speaking
yeah.
of YouTube, before I forget, is that we're going to have YouTube embeds play in the newsfeed like very soon, probably in the next few weeks. So that'll obviously save a lot of time between going back and forth to YouTube for Minds.
How's that going to work exactly? I couldn't quite follow
Just like it does in Facebook and Twitter, where you can actually play the YouTube video from your newsfeed rather than having to click the thumbnail and go to YouTube.
I
Okay.
thought that was already in place. I didn't realize that. So I see what you're saying. So it's not like directly
similar to like
embedded.
Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Where you can play within that feed. Going on that topic of videos and this and that, because we're going to start developing a lot of videos. Any updates on like when like okay, so for instance, the Minds TV kind of concept, or things where we're going to start improving videos as far as maybe we have like playlist or certain things like that.
Yeah, well, we actually have Minds.tv, so we gotta bust that out soon. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna do the goals right now are to finish revamping chat, do the final stuff with groups and live notifications, probably some stuff with trending and search. But then we're going to do the documentation and put the code out there this summer. So I imagine all the updates to video, like playlists, like embed codes, like just everything to make the video environment better. That'll probably come later, or it could come right away. I mean, I think that it's really important to us to get the software out there because you never know. We could have such rapid development when that happens because programmers all over the world suddenly get really excited and suddenly we have 100 or more developers as opposed to just a handful like we do now. So I think that sort of has to be the priority.
Yeah, I think so too. And also just to mention, and maybe even get some like insider information about, we want to develop probably an ongoing segment, which is kind of like loosely right now I just called it Code Talk, but basically we have programmers on and they talk about their expertise and then what they think about the Minds code or what could be improved, and just have this dialogue going on. But Mark's availability, when do you know like what days are necessarily good for him to kind of like be available? Bill?
You'd have to ask him. He's over in UK, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably hunt him down at some point. I think that he's really heads down, and I think that it gets before we put all the code out there. I think it's a lot of weight on his shoulders, and we know the huge list of issues that there are. So it's not like we're sort of currently saying that. We're definitely not saying that everything is perfect. I mean, it's still very much beta. So, but yeah, I mean, Mark's done some interviews, so I'm sure that he would hop on this at some point in the future.
Cool, that sounds good. Got Spiders, you want to add anything about the code?
Yeah, I was actually going to pop in and talk about, I think we were talking about it yesterday, possibly maybe meeting up with Bill or Mark or whoever to talk about features that are about to be implemented but haven't yet. So maybe we can learn about them, review them, and then as soon as it gets dropped, you and I were talking about doing tutorial videos right off the bat. Kind of like Bill, you'll post a nice paragraph explaining the new update or something, kind of like you did with groups. And we would try to do maybe videos explaining every single feature, similar to what Anonymity has done with his videos, or even the original mobile tutorial video.
Yeah, for sure. I think that all of this is going to get way more streamlined so that we're all on the same page with the roadmap and, you know, all the spec sheets and tasks and promo videos and everything as soon as the code's out there. Right now, it's kind of like we're just trying to get it to a basic point of stability, and then, you know, so we're just trying to sort of focus on that really hard. And because there's only a few of us, it gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes because we know the long list of 1,000 things that we have to do. But at the same time, in order for us to deliver the code to everybody as fast as possible, it's almost like the most efficient thing to do is almost for us to just focus on that. And so meanwhile, though, we should definitely be building out white papers and spec sheets for everything. So I think that if people are looking for ways to contribute now, and I mean, we can, I mean, it's very helpful for us if, rather than just saying, you know, I wish that we had, you know, filters, it would be way better to, you know, send us a doc with exactly how you want it to be. Because a lot of times people will just request features and then we're like, oh, okay, so, you know, then we have to go write the white papers. We have to, you know, figure out all of the development and UI and mock-ups and everything. So, yeah, I mean, that saves everybody a lot of time.
Do you think we could have, like, say, official Git book for where we kind of like put proposals for a feature? Because like that's something already GovSpider does on his own, and that we could kind of like more
that list that you made, that list you make of spiders of on Git Book is great, and I completely agree with you that we do have to get more on the same page with like the really active members of the community who are, you know, helping brainstorm features and, you know, writing out feature requests and everything, and sort of aligning that with like GitHub, for instance. What made you pick Git Book over GitHub?
I think it was just a better format for me, I guess. Git Book can be linked to any GitHub repository.
Okay.
So I could honestly just sign over the Minds Git Book to the Minds GitHub, and it would be kind of part of that repository is how it works. It's more for documentation and writing out a lot of things. Like we do our whole Minds panel show, kind of pre-show notes and topic discussions and things on there. I think I just felt like it was a better platform, I guess, for writing out all of those extensively.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think that this is exactly the kind of thing that we all need to get on the same page about, just so that we're not spinning our wheels and doing things multiple times, and, you know, just getting the community development team aligned with the internal development team more so. So yeah, I mean, let's just keep this conversation going. It's actually maybe one of the most important things that we can do for efficiency.